Today on Public Eye News, nearly $1 million in grants coming to 2 UP cities, and later, President Joe Biden waives 26 federal laws for the construction of the southern border wall.
Luke Niddle will have a preview of CCHA opening weekend, plus even more sports coverage and your weather forecast into the weekend. I'm Melissa Santour.
And I'm Marin Parks, and this is Public Eye News. Statistics from the United States Labor Department released earlier today are showing the largest monthly rise in new jobs since January, showing that employers are continuing to hire despite increasing interest rates. September's report shows that across the nation, 336,000 jobs have been added, and the unemployment rate has stayed steady at 3.8%, which is only slightly above the lowest rates seen nationwide in the past half-century. These numbers are proof that the job market across the nation is staying strong in the face of rising interest rates and in efforts to combat inflation. Additionally, the September report has shown that hourly pay has risen 4.2% from this time last year, which is the slowest pace in more than 2 years, but still healthy and slightly above the rate of inflation. And some news for all you campers out there, as the Department of Natural Resources is implementing a shrinking booking window for their overnight lodging rentals. The window, which was previously 12 months long, is being shortened to just 6 months, though the DNR intends to make the transition as smooth as possible for campers by using a system that will slowly shrink the booking window over the course of 7 months. The new plan will start on November 1st with a booking window of less than 12 months, then decrease by an additional month every month through May 1st of 2024, when the new window will be fully implemented.
NMU education professors Abby Cameron Stranderford, Bethany Berg, and Christy Edge recently co-authored and published a textbook, quote, Pausing at the Threshold, Opportunity Through, With, and For Self-Study of Teacher Education Practices, end quote. Published by Equity Press, the book delves into the self-study of teaching and teacher education practices, abbreviated as SSTEP, an educational research genre that focuses on understanding and enhancing the relationship between teaching and learning in teacher education contexts. The book consists of 70 chapters organized into 3 sections, exploring the past, present, and future of learning, the processes of learning, and the creation of new knowledge in teaching and learning. The textbook is freely accessible through Equity Press's website due to its open access nature. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has just announced an approval for grants totaling almost $100 million. This is part of the renewed initiative called the Revitalization and Placemaking Program. The program seeks to promote population and tax revenue growth, as well as support local economies and housing development. The funding will apply to 3 different categories: public space place-based infrastructure, real estate development project, and sub-grant programs. Here in the Upper Peninsula, Escanaba and Marquette are 2 of the communities receiving grants. As part of the public space place-based infrastructure project, $330,000 will be invested into the project for East Ludington Streetscape in Escanaba, and the City of Marquette will receive almost $600,000 in this category. Additionally, in Marquette, Marquette Vault LLC will receive over $4.5 million in funding for real estate development. And in Wisconsin, Governor Tony Evers' ongoing battle for child care benefit extensions has led into another special legislative session. WISC's Will Kennelly tells us the latest.
You know, I wish they would do these tours, same tours I do, and see all the good work that's being done. And Representative Jacobson and I are going to be working hard to make sure that we continue to have funding for early childhood, because if we fail in that effort, we're going to be failing kids, and we don't want to see that happen. I think if legislators saw the work that is being done here, they'd understand that it's not babysitting, it's actual learning, and the more learning that can happen early, the better we are in the K through 12 world.
And don't touch that dial. We will be right back with your weather and national news after this break. Stay tuned.
A sniper has held Melbourne under siege.
The shootings are getting closer together. I need your help.
Dr. Jane Halifax, there is something else going on. Analyze everything. Someone sent me a letter.
Beware, lovely Jane, for terrible retribution is at hand.
He wants us to know how powerful he is.
A threat was made against me and my family. He could do something much worse.
Tonight at 9 on WNMU-TV.
Welcome back to Public Eye Weather. I'm your host, Luke Niddle, and here is your weather forecast. Looking at NMU's campus, it's pretty cloudy right now with a chance of rain on the way. Looking at the entire Upper Peninsula, Houghton is at 44 degrees and cloudy. Ironwood at 45 degrees and rainy. We have Iron Mountain at 48 degrees and cloudy. Menominee at 58 degrees and rainy, tropical. Escanaba at 54 degrees and cloudy, with Manistee at 55 degrees and rainy. Sault Ste. Marie at 57 degrees, mostly cloudy. And finally, in Marquette, it is currently cloudy and a temperature at 50 degrees with west 7-mile-per-hour winds and barometric pressure at 29.72 inches steady. Looking ahead at tonight, we have rain with a low of 42 degrees and northwest winds at 20 miles per hour. Looking at tomorrow, we have rainy showers with a high of 49 degrees, a low of 41, and more north winds at 20 miles per hour. Looking ahead at Sunday, we have a high of 45 degrees with a low of 39 and cloudy. Monday, 46 degrees high, 41 degrees low with rainy. And on Tuesday, we have a high of 48 degrees with a low of 42 and mostly cloudy. That's all I have for weather. Back to the desk.
Thank you so much for that weather update. Looks like it's going to be a windy and rainy couple of days. And down in Texas, roughly 20 miles of additional walling on the border between Starr County, Texas and Mexico have been approved at the cost of 26 federal laws in that area. Starr County has allegedly become a hotspot for illegal immigration, with Border Patrol officials in the area reporting about 245,000 illegal crossings so far this budget year. The decision to continue with the construction of the wall has come as a shock to many due to the fact that President Joe Biden so strongly condemned the project during his 2020 presidential campaign. When asked about his reasoning for continuing the construction project, Biden claimed he had no choice in the matter, as the law requires the funds set aside for the construction of a border wall during the Trump administration be used for their approved purpose by the end of 2023. Among the laws being waived for the sake of the construction are the Clean Water Act, the Endangered Species Act, and the Safe Water Drinking Act. And starting January 1st of 2024, buyers of new or used electric or plug-in hybrid vehicles will be able to redeem their U.S. government income tax credits at the time of purchase in hopes of boosting sales for electric vehicles by lowering the overall cost of purchase. The credits, which are $7,500 for new vehicles and $4,000 for used vehicles, were previously only available for buyers upon filing their federal income tax returns, but under the Inflation Reduction Act, buyers will be able to apply their credits at the point of sale. And there are new developments overnight in the race to replace ousted House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Former President Donald Trump is now endorsing Ohio Representative Jim Jordan. Naomi Rushim tells us who else is in the running and what comes next for the Republican Party.
The battle over the next Speaker of the House is ramping up, with former President Donald Trump weighing in overnight. On Trump's Truth Social, the former president backed outspoken conservative Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, saying Jordan would, quote, be a great Speaker of the House and has my complete and total endorsement. The post comes after Trump, who is also running for another term as president, said he might agree to replace McCarthy for a short time if Republicans could not come to agreement on a new speaker. Since McCarthy's ouster, two frontrunners have emerged as possible replacements. Jordan, a longtime Trump ally, along with Majority Leader Steve Scalise, who is currently undergoing cancer treatment. Florida Representative Matt Gaetz, who initiated the coup against McCarthy, says he's still deciding which colleague to support. Democrats are expected to vote unanimously against any Republican hopeful, so the next speaker will have to win over a divided party with one of the most narrow majorities ever in the House of Representatives. Republicans have called for a closed-door conference on candidates next week. Trump has said he could be there, which would make it his first return to Capitol Hill since the January 6th attacks in Washington. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
After this break, Luke will be back with a sports recap. Stay tuned.
To Getting Older. For Season 2, we've conducted 39 new in-depth interviews with diverse baby boomers coast to coast. We're also introducing action segments called Boomer Passions, original short films about the hobbies, pastimes, and passions of Americans after retirement. Every Season 2 episode includes a new Boomer quiz.
This afternoon on WNMU-TV.
Welcome back to Public Eye Sports, and here is your Friday breakdown. NMU football takes on Davenport this Saturday, the Wildcats' third road game in a row. NMU comes into this matchup still seeking their first win of the season, which proves to be a tough task against Davenport. The Panthers enter this weekend after playing spoiler to Michigan Tech's homecoming, winning 28-0. Davenport also comes in undefeated at 4-0 and ranked at number 16 in Division II nationally. The Wildcats hope to rebound from a brutal 78-3 loss by Ferris State last week, where they allowed a program-high 497 rushing yards. Moving over to hockey, the CCHA kicks off opening weekend this Saturday with a number of exciting games taking place. The number 10 Michigan Tech Huskies will travel to number 17 Minnesota Duluth to take on the Bulldogs in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame game, the third time the Huskies have played in the Hall of Fame game. Michigan State will host Lake Superior State, along with St. Thomas taking on St. Cloud State in a clash of the Minnesota teams, along with Bowling Green traveling to Robert Morris. Rounding off the weekend, Miami of Ohio and Ferris State will battle it out, with Augustana and Wisconsin clashing at Madison. And finally, the 2023 MLB playoffs are in full swing. History was completed in the preliminary round, as the 2023 wildcard series became the first ever to have 4 sweeps in a single round of playoffs. With the first round gone so quickly, the NLDS and ALDS will prove to be an exciting slate of games. The LA Dodgers take on the Arizona Diamondbacks, along with the Philadelphia Phillies facing the defending champion Atlanta Braves in the National League. Over in the American League, the Minnesota Twins square off against the Houston Astros, with the Texas Rangers opposing the Baltimore Orioles. That's all I have for sports. Back to the desk.
All right, and Melissa, I hear you have some news for us regarding Fat Bear Week.
I absolutely do.
Let's hear it.
Moving over into Fat Bear Week, if you haven't been keeping up all week, Fat Bear Week is a tournament-style voting bracket to create awareness and celebrate the resilience, adaptability, and strength of the bears in Katmai National Park. Bears compete by eating salmon to bulk up by hibernation. Today, Chunk goes up against Bear 806 Jr. and Bear 901 goes up against Otis. Yesterday, Bear Grazer beat Walker and Bear Bucky Dent beat Electra. If you can vote on your favorite bear to be crowned a champion at fatbearweek.org.
Well, Melissa, it seems like you're very excited about Fat Bear Week. I am as well. Who are you looking for to win?
I think Chunk and Holly are both pretty fat bears. I think they got it down.
I have to agree with you on that. I was looking for Electra, but I don't think that's going to pan out. And that is all the time that we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Marin Parks.
And I'm Melissa Santour.
And this has been Public Eye News. See you on Monday.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.
Thanks for watching Public Eye News. You can subscribe to our YouTube, tune into WNMU Channel 13 every weekday at 4, or follow our Instagram at NMU Penn to never miss a story.